I'm going to do that creepy thing again of appearing in the slides.
There we go.
Since
Thank you, thank you,
people
Paul.
would be
Take it away.
disappointed if I didn't. Hi. Hi, everyone. We had to do a bit of reordering of the schedule for today because of time zones, essentially. Some people are over in the US were finding it a bit early, so we've brought this session slightly earlier. It's the first part of the Pillar 2 readout. There is another session later on, and so this is all about our progress on the last PI in merchant payments and registration. This will be only quite a short session. I'm very well aware that I'm the only thing between you and lunch, so I'll try and keep this short. So what progress have we made? I said that people should use this, so I thought I'd better use this slide as well. It's part of Pillar 2, which is all about achieving scale. We also talk about it as being essentially the value add pillar. I've been the lead of this work stream. The work stream objectives were to develop the process flows and epics for the merchant registration portion of merchant payments. So we weren't trying to bite off the whole of merchant payments in one PI. We just wanted to decide what requirements were around registration, particularly what we refer to as the tier 4 merchants, the roadside stalls, roadside shops, merchant traders, etc. At what stage do we need to bring in the know your business, know your customer regulation, what transaction levels, etc. And also, given that there are huge numbers of merchants in many countries, particularly the smaller merchants, how do we actually handle the relationship with those merchants? How do we do the merchants? And we're proposing a model where we're doing registration and acquiring by DFSPs rather than requiring a Mojo Loop hub operator to do any of that, but with central support. So the progress against those objectives, I'm sad to say, very little. The principal issue being a complete lack of time. My proposal on the plans for the next PI are, well, we'll come to that, but principally delegate this to another work stream lead who's got the time to devote to this. So I have the subject matter expertise, but not the time. So there we are. So I'm proposing that we completely change this report out and call it Pillar 2 Review, the Achieving Scale pillar. What did we do right? What did we do wrong? We've made huge progress in pillars 1 and 3. You've already heard much of the readout for pillar 1, and there is more to come. There is still much to do, but we are making a lot of progress there. The last PI was very productive, and I expect that to continue in the next PI. We've also made significant headway in the quality product foundation piece down at the bottom there. And we've got lots of ideas of what's necessary for the next PI and beyond that. And across all these pillars, we've got lots of things that we need to talk about on Friday, the work streams for this PI and next PI. Pillar 2 is our problem one, sadly. So what actually happened here? Well, bulk payments progressed well, and Paul Baker is going to do a readout on that later on. He and his team have done a huge amount of work on that, and I'm very pleased with progress there. It's now all ready to go, and we're looking at using it in support of various G2P initiatives, and I'll be talking about G2P Connect and some of the work we've been doing there tomorrow. The remainder of the work streams in this pillar fall into what we've now come to call the value add functionality. Given the limited resources we have and the need to devote them to the immediate needs, it's the first to be put to one side. And that's what's happened over the last PI. So if we're going to progress on Pillar 2, if we're going to get merchant payments going, if we're going to get the merchant request to pay, PISP, fintech functionality, all going, all live, proof of concepts, pilots, etc., we need more capacity. And that's what this session is really all about. We need more devs, we need more workstream leads, and I really would appeal to those who are present here, who are interested in contributing and want to make a mark. This is your opportunity. Focus on Pillar 2, let's get these merchant payments going. Let's get the first fintech, the first Google Pay, the first African Google out there doing merchant payments. Actions for the next PI. We need strong, committed devs who want to make merchant payments a reality for multiple deployments. This isn't just about QR. QR is obviously the flagship stuff, and it's the stuff we really want to get working, but we've got to make it USSD as well. We've got to do the two models of merchant initiated or customer initiated, and in addition to that, we've got to get it working via PISP and request to pay, etc. And we want to make this ready for multiple deployments. I talked about this as a value add pillar. It is, but it could very quickly become a very high priority need in an instant. And one night soon, we need to be ready. So, I mean, we can give you strong support from the Mojaloop product team. The product council will provide guidance, so that's not just me. It's a wide variety of experts in the Mojaloop community. You can get subject matter expertise. I've done a huge amount of work in merchant payments through a 30+ year career. I can help in that regard. And also, we should emphasize that a lot of the work, the developments in Pillar 1, give you the tools to make this happen. I showed you at the beginning of the day, even I, a lowly product manager, can get a Mojaloop deployment up and running the TTK. You want to do development, the tools are available and the support is there. And finally, my primary recommendation for this pillar is don't make me the workstream lead. I don't have the time or just the capacity to do that, much as I'd love to. So please, if you want to contribute here, and we really need your help, call me, Slack me, email me, WhatsApp me, whatever, or talk to Simeon or Steve. They're in the room now, and we'd really welcome your contributions. And that is all I have to say for the moment. I'd welcome any questions if you have them. We do have time, but in lieu of that, I can take questions later over Slack or whatever mechanism. So thank you, everyone. Simeon, over to you, I think.
Paul.
Or Steve.
Not working either. All right, there we go.
Yeah,
all right.
That's working.
Paul, I just want to reiterate what you just said and remind everyone in the room, we had an amazing discussion from Innocent Muhizi yesterday. How many people remember Innocent's discussion yesterday? A lot more of you know that. What did he say was the most important use case for us to be focusing on in order for us to achieve scale and financial inclusion? Merchant payments, all right?
Yep.
So we really need to focus on that. He gave us that direction. He said it incredibly eloquently. So really challenge everybody in this room to understand what they can do to contribute to it. And as Paul mentioned, like, Paul is all over the place. He needs help on the workstream lead. I would love it if by Friday we can have a couple of really strong, let's say, volunteers to be the workstream lead for merchant payments, because it's going to be the next thing that goes live. So really want to reiterate that is incredibly important. And again, as Innocent said much better than I possibly could, it is what we need to do to achieve scale and financial inclusion. So don't need an answer right now, but really think about who would like to dedicate some time to lead this work stream for the next PI. Thanks.
Thanks, Steve.
All right, thanks, Steve. Thanks, Paul. So let me put this into context. I've heard today, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I've heard today focus for 2 work streams, something that we probably need to discuss on Friday. There's a whole lot of stuff under infrastructure. So if I can break it down, Millie are talking about on-prem. We need to think about prioritizing that. I personally have an interest in getting Mojaloop going on AWS, maybe Google Cloud, or whatever other options we may explore. That's something else we need to think about. I know Tom probably has a couple of things he wants to do with Miniloop, so there's that. We've clearly had from this session merchant. as well. So merchant payments as well. So we are already starting to have, we're already starting to hear the needs that are being communicated from all of you. Please remember, these aren't going into some, this aren't going into some random abyss somewhere. All this information is being collated, and this will form our discussion on Friday. So again, you, everyone in this room and on Zoom, have the opportunity to shape what work streams and what work we'll do over the next 4 months. The way to do that is to voice your concern, to say, this is a need, this is something we need to pay attention to. What we will do is Paul will collate all those things, and then on Friday, we will then have a community process where we discuss what gets prioritized, what doesn't, what goes into our work stream, what gets postponed to later, and then we will all leave here at the end of the day, Friday, knowing exactly what we're going to be doing for the next 4 months. So please keep that in mind. It's lunchtime. Enjoy your lunch. Please be back in the room 10 minutes to 2. Thanks, everyone.